"Sir, please. I just need a chance. I'll work harder than anyone." A young man in a worn-out suit stood in the lobby, clutching his resume. The HR manager, Clara, looked him up and down with disgust. "Security, get him out. We don't hire people who can't even afford a proper suit." The young man's face turned red. Other employees whispered and laughed. He had traveled 6 hours by bus for this interview. And now they wouldn't even let him speak. Just as security grabbed his arm, a voice called out, "Wait." An older janitor named George stepped forward, mop still in hand. Clara glared at him. "Stay out of this, old man. This isn't your business." But George ignored her. He walked up to the young man and smiled gently. "Son, don't let them break you." He pulled $40 from his pocket, his entire week's lunch money. "Take this, get yourself a good meal, and keep trying." The young man's eyes filled with tears. "Sir, I can't take your money." George pressed it into his hands firmly. "You remind me of myself 30 years ago. Someone believed in me once. Now I believe in you." Clara laughed coldly. How touching. A janitor giving life advice. "Take your little charity case and leave." The young man bowed deeply to George, then walked out with his head held high. 7 years later, George was diagnosed with a serious illness. He couldn't afford the treatment. He lost his job. Now he sat outside a hospital, staring at a bill he could never pay. Suddenly, a sleek black car pulled up. A man in an expensive suit stepped out, surrounded by assistants. He was the new CEO of the city's biggest tech company. Everyone rushed to greet him. But the CEO's eyes locked onto the old man on the bench. He froze. His assistants looked confused as he walked away from them. "Sir, is that you?" George looked up slowly. His eyes widened. "It's me, the boy you helped 7 years ago. The one they threw out like garbage." George's hands trembled. "Son, you made it." The CEO knelt down beside him, tears in his eyes. "I made it because of you. You were the only one who saw me as human that day." He took George's hospital bill from his shaking hands. "From now on, you are family. Your treatment, your housing, everything is taken care of." George sobbed quietly. "I only gave you $40. The CEO shook his head and held the old man's hands. "Music, no sir. You gave me hope when the world gave me nothing. That's worth more than millions." 3 months later, George walked out of the hospital, fully recovered. Music, waiting for him, was a new home and a job as a senior advisor at the company. Clara? She was fired years ago for mistreating employees. No one remembered her name. But George, he became a legend. Small kindness doesn't always pay immediately, but it plants seeds that grow into forests. If you believe that good hearts are never forgotten, leave a heart and share this with someone who needs hope today.